Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we are going to look at wealth creation, okay? So this isn't going to be a tutorial, this is going to be a motivational video. Hopefully you'll get super motivated. But this is a video that I've wanted to do for the past week or so, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, something that I've personally done myself to generate more wealth. And honestly, if you take my advice from this video, then you will make money, okay? And I'm happy to say that because this isn't just my advice. This comes from hundreds of different people from different walks of life. So it's not just me saying it, it's other people. And this is the advice I took way back when last year, a long time ago, I know, but it's worked, okay? And just for those people that don't know, that are new to subscribing, thank you very much for the sub. This time last year, I was just working my job, making like £2,000 to £2,500 a month, and really kind of hating it, to be honest. I then worked hard for a few months, a few hours sleep every night, maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep, like max, to work on creating and generating wealth and creating financial freedom. This month, which is going to definitely be my best month to date, in pounds, I've made over £15,000. And I'm not doing that to boast. I'm just saying, remember guys, last year I was making $2,000 to £2,500 and not liking what I'm doing. Now I love what I do and earning, nearly 10 times the amount. So it just goes to show that it's possible. So I'm going to show you and tell you about the general top wealth creation tips, but also I'm going to give you the 5 top wealth generation trends at the moment as well. So just to give you an idea of what you can go ahead and research and look into kind of in your own time, right? So let's have a little look. Two things I want to mention actually. If you're watching this video, you know that you want to generate wealth, and if you're not doing it already, then I'm really going to ask you why you're not doing it. What's the reason for not taking action? And you don't have to tell me, you can leave it in the comments if you want, but be honest with yourself. What is the reason for not doing it? I have conversations with people quite often, some people be my friends, that say that they want financial freedom, but they don't want to actually go and do it. They like the idea of it, but they don't actually want to do it. So I'm just going to challenge you to really explain to yourself why you're not doing it, because you're watching this video because you want to generate income. However you want to do it. This is the other thing I wanted to say. There's a millionaire, statistically, this may not be correct actually, but let's go ahead and say it. 95% of all statistics are wrong. Hang on a minute, someone's here. Sorry about that. As the delivery came, got to outsource your shopping, guys. As I was saying though, this statistic is probably wrong, but there is a millionaire made every 4 to 5 seconds, and there's over 8 million millionaires. A vast majority being of the first generation, so their parents weren't millionaires, so they're self-made basically. And then obviously for every millionaire, there's countless people that are earning over 6 figures. So it's achievable for you to do this. It's just you have to take these tips kind of on board. Okay, so let's look at the wealth creation tips first, and I'm going to explain them. So the first is, if you look for the answer, you will find it. And I like to call this the ROI on curiosity. So if you want to find out the answer to something and you keep searching for the answer, you will eventually find it. You'll research it and you will find the answer. So if you want to know how to start up a business, or you want to know how to generate wealth, if you do it enough, then you will find the answers on how to do it. That's the first thing, is the ROI on curiosity. And I do believe the return on investment that you get from just being curious about how things work, what other people do, how they generate income, or how they stay happy, or whatever it may be that you're curious about, that will have a profound effect on your life. So that's the first thing that you really need to be aware of, is that the ROI on curiosity is just huge, it's massive. The next thing is that nothing happens by luck. There was a famous tweet by someone, Jack, something or other, I can't remember, that says that success is never accidental. Okay, I love this quote. I absolutely love it. So much so that I can't remember who wrote it, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Only the quote matters. Success is never accidental. It's not luck. You don't just accidentally become successful, and you can accidentally become rich if you win the lottery or if you are given loads of money. but you can't accidentally become successful. You will find that anyone that's successful, anyone that's been able to generate a huge amount of wealth or happiness or fame, normally, 99% of those people have put a hell of a lot of work in before they were ever on that radar. Nothing ever happens by accident. So if you want something to happen, you actually have to be the catalyst to make it happen. No one's going to hand you this incredible business model just because you asked once, right? It's not going to happen. You've got to go out and get it. The next thing is that people that are successful, so successful, define that however you'd like, people that are successful do things that make them successful. Now that may sound stupid, but take it down to its core. They actually do things that make them successful. And this goes on to the next tip, all right? People that are not successful do not do those things. It's very, very simple. So say, for example, you're someone that's successful, okay? Like I said, it's never an accident, it's never luck. There would have been a certain amount of steps that you took in a certain order that made you successful, things that you physically did, okay? And if you say to someone, if you go ahead and do these things, you can get the same success as me, and they don't do it, then you only have yourself to blame, or they only have themselves to blame, because you've given them the tools that they need to succeed, but they just haven't done it, okay? So they just don't do, people that aren't successful don't do the things that successful people do. That's a mouthful. And that really leads on to the last point, okay? So just copy what works. If you find someone that's successful that you want to learn from, you want to have their success, all you have to do, and it is really, really easy, is just copy what they have done, okay? You might, again, if it's on YouTube, they might have documented what they did. You might have to pay for some coaching with them, but if you want to learn from someone, you want to generate the same, maybe a percentage of or more wealth or success than they have, then all you need to do is learn what they did and replicate that same timeline, that same steps that made them successful, and you will probably be successful. It's pretty certain that if you do the same things, there's got to be a really, really massive reason for not being successful. Right? It's got to be pretty big, and I would say if you're not successful, it's down to you not taking the steps correctly, okay? Or not putting enough work in. So just find someone that has success to the level that you want and just copy what works for them. It sounds silly, people might not think it's true, but it works, okay? Think back to, and again, if you followed me, if you're an OG subscriber, think back to last year. I was just copying what other people, I'm not the first YouTuber ever out, I'm not the first person to sell on Amazon, I'm not the first person to create a personal brand, to do affiliate marketing. I just copied other people that were good at it and were better than me. And then eventually you learn, you innovate, and you can succeed. I'm not claiming to be the biggest success in the world, but I'm certainly more successful than I was this time last year, and a lot more happier as well. So just copy what works, put your own spin on it, do it your own way. But if you do copy it, you're probably going to have a lot of success, okay? So those are the kind of 5 little things. So I'm just going to go over those one time again. What is the ROI on curiosity? So if you look for the answer, you will find it. Nothing happens by accident. Success is never accidental. People who succeed do things that make them successful. They actually physically do things that make them successful. People that do not succeed and not successful just don't do those things. Lastly, copy what other people do, mimic, have people that you can learn from and just mimic their success, mimic what they did to generate their wealth, and then you will in turn probably create wealth yourself, okay? If you do all of those things and you start doing them today and you're not successful in 1 year's time, there will be something that you have done, but more importantly, probably something that you have not done that's prevented you from doing that. And that's probably not taking action in the best way, or not learning from the right people. So if you do those things, I promise you guys, it will work for you. Now, as a little kind of last bit for this video, I just want to go through 5 wealth generating trends at the moment. Just so if you do want to generate wealth, you want to generate income, be it online or not, then these are the kind of things that are trending at the moment. Firstly, this isn't in order as well. Personal branding, so creating a personal brand, celebrity status, all that sort of stuff. Influencers, Instagram influencers, YouTube influencers, Facebook influencers, but having a personal brand, and that's getting bigger and is a great way to generate wealth. Next is e-commerce. So lots of people do things like Amazon FBA, they do Shopify, drop shipping, but e-commerce as a whole, again, is a great way to generate wealth at the moment. It's never been easier to do all of these things. Next thing is things like digital marketing. That might be affiliate marketing. It could be anything within that digital realm, really, where you're marketing either other people's products or your own products. But digital marketing is a fantastic way to generate wealth. Last two things would be consulting. So, becoming knowledgeable at something and consulting other businesses on how to do it. And that could be something like social media marketing, because really you're sort of like a digital marketing and a consultant at the same time. The last thing is trading. So either trading stocks or currency or cryptocurrency, but trading again is a great wealth generating tool that you can go ahead and you can start today. And if you just copy people, like all of these, if you just copy people that do it well, you'll probably have the same sort of success. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you've got any questions, then just go ahead and leave them down below. But I just wrote down a kind of final thought that I wanted to kind of read out to you. And this is it, right? It's set financial freedom and wealth generation as your goal and work towards it every day and you will succeed. So very simply, I'll say that again. Set your goal to be financial freedom and wealth generation. That's your main overarching goal. Obviously, there's going to be little ones in between. And work towards it every single day. Take action every day to get towards that goal of being financially free by generating wealth, okay? And you will succeed. It will be pigeon steps. It'll be little tiny steps, one day at a time. If you make an extra £10 today, then you make an extra £10 the next day, and the next day. That will compound, and eventually you will have generated a huge amount of wealth and success and financial freedom. Looking back, you'll be like, how the hell did this ever happen? So that's what I'm going to leave you with today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, just make sure you hit that like button. I like it when you like that button. If I had a like button to hit that showed you how you like my like button, I would hit that. And of course, leave any comments down below. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on, so when I go live, you can join me live, ask some questions, and a bit more one-to-one kind of atmosphere. But guys, have an incredible day. Remember, tomorrow I have a great interview with Greg Mercer, CEO, founder of Jungle Scout, and an Amazon seller that makes 4 to 5 million a year from Amazon. So it's going to be an incredible interview. I can't wait for it. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.